For some of you, this is going to be an uncomfortable topic, or rather my discourse is going to be uncomfortable. I'm just letting you know. But I'm being honest here. This is really the truth. Women, hold on a second. Speaking of women, this one wants to play with my tripod. So anyway, the point is that women oftentimes want to join a martial arts class. And while oftentimes they prove to be very good technical students, very few of them are ever willing to, per se, roll up their sleeves and get dirty. They many times expect to be treated like princesses, no contact or the lightest contact, and just anything of a painful or sweaty or brutal nature is going to be, just handled with kid gloves for them. This is unfortunate. First of all, as society, we train women very, very, very poorly. I mean, we are all products of social conditioning. And we socially condition women to believe that they don't have to do hard physical things, that they shouldn't be expected to lift heavy things, that they shouldn't be expected to engage in conflict. And I'll tell you this, biologically speaking, women are really supposed to be the final line of defense at the home. The males were supposed to be out and about dealing with the external ideas of the tribe, dealing with intertribal relations, physical defense, hunting, gathering, whatnot. The females were the community builders. This is just biological fact. And I'm not talking about gender roles and all that kind of stuff. I'm talking about the necessity of the division of labor. The male-female paradigm is very much valuable because of the division of labor. We have not only long gestation periods but long nursing periods, thus making women less suitable for combat and hard labor during certain periods because they have to tend... My cat is doing a pull-up now. You are insane. So I'm just going to have to keep an eye on Ember here. See, Ember is a model warrior. But anyway, the idea is that, physically speaking, there are periods in a woman's life where she needs to be kind of just in a place where she doesn't have to worry about overt physical stresses because she's got delicate things to take care of. And the fact is that women are biologically, hormonally more trending towards the idea of community building and home building and everything in the first place. This is not to pigeonhole women. We live in a modern society of abundance, and you can be any goddamn thing you want to be. I have no problem with this. I like strong, powerful individual women. I like that in any individual. It has nothing to do with sex or gender. It has everything to do with the fact that I appreciate people who stand on their own 2 feet and do the damn thing and, get shit done. But you have to understand there are biological markers, there are biological trends, and they're there for a reason, and they, to a degree, dictate our behavior. You realize that women are a slow burn on adrenaline. It takes them a while to amp up. They don't amp up quite as fiercely as men, and they stay burning a lot longer than men. And one of the theories is that if men were the first line of defense, taking care of another tribe coming in or a pack of wild animals or whatever, as the men become fatigued, injured, or whatever, some get through the line, the women are going to have to take care of things. The women are going to have to be able to stand up for the children and the resources, which means that, first of all, they don't need that first burst alpha energy adrenaline rush because they're not supposed to be first line of conflict. But they need the long burn adrenaline rush because if the conflict goes past the initial line of defense, it may go on for quite a while. They may need to be engaged for a while. Plus, they also need to keep an eye on many more things, so they need that enhanced perception. And granted, we're talking that fine line between, adrenaline surge and adrenaline dump. You go into adrenaline dump, you have decreased perception. But it's getting away from the point a little bit. The point is that men and women are biologically different, on a very fundamental level. I mean, it's all just plumbing, but it's still pretty complex. And that being the case, you can clearly see that women still can find value in physicality. Women can still find a lot of value in combat and heavy labor and whatnot, because there are going to be periods of time, there are going to be, social periods of time, individual periods of time where they have to take up the mantle of the warrior or the worker or whatever because there isn't somebody else to do the job for them. And that's presumably why women join martial arts classes in the first place. They go, well, somebody's not going to be around to protect me all the time. I should be able to protect myself as well. That's well and good, but then when they get into it, it's, well, just don't hit me too hard. Don't leave a bruise. Just reminding you I'm a woman. That's unacceptable. If you want to train like a warrior, if you want to train like an athlete, then you get in there and you train like a warrior, you train like an athlete. Does this mean that there is going to be some pain? Yes. Does this mean that there's going to be discomfort and sweat and kind of gross smells and fluids and stuff? At times, yes. Does this mean that somebody might accidentally touch your boob or your crotch or your ass? Yes. Now, it's never ever acceptable for people to be, in the training room, to be acting in a sexual manner. But this is across the board. You don't just tell men don't fondle the women when you're training just because they're women. Not every man is interested in women. And you don't tell the men not to fondle the other men, because it goes without saying, for the most part, sexual conduct has no place in training, period. So if somebody is acting grossly negligent or, flagrantly offensive, that's a whole different matter altogether. But if you're doing a bear hug technique, if you're doing, if you're grappling, guess what? There's going to be a lot of chest and crotch touching. It's going to happen. You can't get all offended. Now, once again, understand how to read people, because it's important. Understand how to read people and know their intentions, because then you can actually make legitimate complaint when something is truly out of line and out of step. But God damn it, if you're going to train with the men, you man up. If you are going to train like a warrior, warrior the fuck up. There is nothing sacred about a single spot on your body. And I guarantee you that somebody's going to feel something, somebody's going to see something that, socially speaking, would be inappropriate. But provided that it is a coincidence of training and not negligence or violation, then you just deal with it and you move on. And that's it. And I have to say that I have been very fortunate to train with some very mature women and girls when I was younger, who understood this and would take the lumps and wouldn't didn't overreact when bodies brushed up against each other and whatnot, because we all behaved like we were there for one thing: training. We weren't there to pick up the next night's date. We weren't there to pussyfoot around. We weren't there to socialize. I mean, socializing does happen to a degree, but we're not there for that purpose. We are not there for any of that. We're there for training. We're there to get sweaty and hit things and throw people and lift heavy things and do a lot of reps of squats and whatever. So please understand, if you are a woman, expect rougher treatment than you have been given in society. Not because anybody's being mean, not because anybody is being spiteful, not because anybody is attacking you. It's just the nature of the game. If you are a man, understand that your place as a warrior does not entitle you to mistreat a woman who is training alongside you. It does not give you license to treat her as a lesser. Remember that she is the one protecting your home while you are away. That is an important thing to remember. A woman is ever so much more important than a man biologically. And I'm not even going to go into that. But men are adapted to be disposable. Women are not. So you don't mistreat women. You don't treat them with poor respect. You certainly don't treat them like you are entitled to their bodies or their emotions. And when you're training, you get in there and you train. So women, sorry, man up. Men, grow up and mature. That's it, rant over. Talk to you guys later. Good journey.